Hey babes, I'm Marisa and this is Balance in Bloom, a safe space where we connect with Black women and celebrate how they are balancing life's demands while blooming into their full potential. I am so excited to sit down with today's guest, OT. She is a woman who embodies strength, purpose, and pure energy. You'll understand why I said it like that. Not only is OT a powerhouse personal trainer, she is the founder of one of Canada's most influential Black-owned, women-only fitness spaces, Club Enhergy. Her journey from corporate to coaching to CEO and everything in between is nothing short of inspiring, and she's been building community every step of the way. If you're curious to hear how she balances it all, let's get into it. Hey OT, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. It's been back to back to back podcasts today, so I'm feeling it, but I'm so happy to share this space and time with you. How about you?
Oh my goodness, I could relate. It's been honestly not even just a busy day, but a busy past few days. I am just looking forward to
Hmm.
just hit the pause button and slow down. Actually, like a week today, I will be going away on a little vacation. So that is literally like my driving force of motivation
Ooh,
right now. Yeah, every single day, I'm just like, it's coming, it's coming.
nice. Well deserved. Where are you going? Is it a secret? Can I know?
No, it's not a secret. I'm going to Cabo, Mexico.
Oh,
It will be my first time
nice.
going. I'm actually going to basically celebrate a show that I will be competing in, like the completion of my show. So I'm currently bodybuilding.
Oh,
That's also why, like, if I look tired, if I look depleted, if my face looks like they call it like prep
you
face,
look
I'm
beautiful
currently
as
body.
always.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so my show is less than 2 weeks. It's exactly on Sunday, April 26th. So I booked a getaway right after that. I really need it. This has been a mental battle and journey, even more than a physical one, like people think it is. And
Mm,
I'm just really looking forward to the finish line, which is coming up. I'm approaching it. It's right there. I could see it. I could feel it. I could taste it.
right there. Girl, I mean, I've seen Instagram, like her body is changing so rapidly. And even if I maybe go back to December and look at how your body was looking there and looking at it now, I'm like, you are shredding. Your size is going, and I just, girl, yeah,
Yeah,
you got it going on.
it's almost 20 pounds difference, which is like wild to think about.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lot.
I'll jump right in to start at the beginning. So, do you have a core memory of when you fell in love with fitness? Because, from my understanding, there was kind of familial circumstances which kind of made you think, okay, I need to get my health in check. But was there a moment where it was like, no, I actually really love fitness, I love working out?
Absolutely. So I've mentioned before, like in my story with fitness and the love for fitness really came from watching both my parents suffer from illnesses. It started with my dad at first. You know, I come from Italian Jamaican background, so my dad is Italian, which means that
Mhm.
he consumed so much carbs, like all
Yes.
the sandwiches and the cold cuts, and he suffered from
Hmm.
diabetes and high cholesterol. And I just remember, like, from a very young age, like, not wanting that to be part of obviously like my history. Like, I knew it was going to be in my genetics, but I'm like, if I can take control of this right
Hmm.
now, like, I want to do that. So I do remember, falling in love with just even eating healthy and going to the gym. And I think it was the moment where it's like other people started to give me positive reinforcement and recognize that I was so passionate about the gym and eating healthy, so much so that they would come
Hmm.
to me and ask me for advice. So I think it was really like at that moment where other people recognized it in me and saw the passion in me and started asking, "Hey, like, can you help me on my fitness journey?" I
Hmm.
think that's what really sparked my initial love.
And you said that fitness has taught you discipline, patience, and hard work. Is there one lesson from the gym that spilled over into every other part of your life or aspect of your life?
Oh, yes, for sure. So definitely with regards to the discipline and I would say resilience, I feel like,
Mm,
part of the gym is like you go to the gym to get stronger physically. You lift weights that are challenging to obviously build muscle. And I feel like that can just apply to anything in your life. And it's definitely applied to a lot of the trauma and hardships that I experienced in my life, like being physically fit in the
Mm.
gym and applying, those same principles of resiliency and discipline and other parts of my life has definitely been the case for me. Yeah.
And now, just some questions on sisterhood and community. You have built more than just a gym with Club Energy, you're building a whole movement. What does sisterhood and community mean to you in this space?
So I think sisterhood and community, it really comes down to having a sense of belonging, feeling like you're part of something, and having a space to feel safe. So when we first
Mm,
opened our gym, like our number one, goal was to provide a space for women to come and feel confident because when I initially fell in love with fitness, I remember feeling so intimidated to go to a typical co-ed gym because not only did I have no
mhm,
idea what I was doing, but I
yeah,
also felt like the eyes on me and I just didn't feel comfortable
mhm,
and confident. So I didn't want other women to experience that, or if they did experience it, I wanted to create a space whereby they can come and feel, first of all, like they're welcomed, like they can wear whatever they
mhm,
want, if they want to feel
yeah,
sexier, if they want to dress a little bit more modest, if they're from a different religion and
mhm,
they're wearing a hijab and they don't have to take it off, they can work out with that hijab in this space. So that
mhm,
was really initial core thoughts when it came to building the space that is Club Energy. And like you said, like we are so much more than like what our actual space is confined to. We are a community of women that now
mhm,
spans literally worldwide with our social media. I feel like when they see us, it's like a matter of seeing faces and body types that you can relate to. So I think
mm,
that that has like a major sense of our definition of what community is, building a sisterhood of women that you can relate to, you can look up to, and literally like as your sister.
mhm. Yeah, I love that. And outside of Club Energy, would you say that you have a solid community or sisterhood around you as well?
Yes, the team that is Club Energy, it's definitely grown. So we have about, I think there's like 8 of us now. The numbers is always changing because we're adding new people to our team, but those are
Mm,
women that I can definitely count on. And we all share the same
mhm,
vision. We're all passionate about helping other women. So it's honestly such a beautiful sisterhood and bond that we've
yeah.
built. I always refer back to the fact that we started like Club Energy was basically born in the midst of COVID in 2021, where
Mm,
because of the restrictions in our city, we weren't able to actually operate as a business like legally.
mhm,
And due to that, like those first few months were fundamental to us because we were able to form that sisterhood. Like we got to know each other. We spent so much time together. We did content.
mhm,
Like, obviously with COVID, there wasn't really much to do. So we
yeah.
really use that time to form the bond, which is why you see us as such a strong team today.
Hmm. Oh, that's actually put a question in my head. Did you know each other well before this kind of business endeavor? You did, yeah.
No, no, the answer, I'm
Oh.
shaking my head, but the answer is actually no. So, how it came about is when I initially got the space that was going to be Club Energy, I knew of these women. I didn't know them
Hmm.
like to that degree, but I knew of them in the city. Like I knew they were other female trainers in the city. They were independent, they were doing their thing. I looked up to them. And so I had this dream team in my mind. And with the help of Brittany, who is someone I knew from a previous gym that I worked at, we started inviting these women into our space. And the space was empty. Like it was concrete floors, concrete walls. Like there was nothing much to see. But
Hmm.
these women, from the moment they walked in, believed in the vision and were on board to be part
Oh.
of Club Energy, which is super beautiful. So, from the very beginning, we have like 4 of the women who have been part of the core team since 2021.
Oh, that's amazing. And you said you had like a dream team in mind. Did you ever put this on a vision board or anything like that? Or was this something you conceptualized only in your mind? Like, how did you speak this into existence?
That's a great question. The actual team itself, I didn't necessarily have it on a vision board. I think what I envisioned was just like I said, from my own experience, a space where women can come and feel comfortable and confident. I really wanted to make sure that like even it was aesthetically pleasing, because for a long time I've always kind of been in love with social media and content creation. Even prior to Club Enhergy, I was
Mm-hmm.
making workout videos in the corner of my room. So I wanted a space where other women would want to come and make workout videos, and it'd be like cute and lighting would be on point, which is all important. And I think like
Mm-hmm.
as that creation started to grow in my mind, I knew like there was even initial conversation I had within myself where it's like, do I really want to make this women only? Because in a way, I'm limiting myself. Like I'm limiting myself to half of a whole and other population. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that I stuck to that niche of women only, because
Mm-hmm.
although it may seem like a limitation, I think it actually worked as opposite. Like it definitely worked in our favor, because so many women want to be around other women. They feel more comfortable
Yeah.
around other women. And that's why they seek out this space. We have women coming from all parts of the city, literally as far as
Mm-hmm.
Niagara Falls, as far as Hamilton, as far east as Durham.
Wow.
Like they drive out to come to our space because it's that special of a space. So
Oh,
yeah, I think that that was like a really, really great thing that we decided to stick with that women only concept.
I love that. And can you think of a moment in the gym, in Club Energy, when you looked around the room and thought, this is exactly why I do this? Like, is there a moment that stands out for you? I don't know whether it's a class that was being run or an interaction that you had where you were like, this is why I'm doing this.
There has honestly been several. As a business owner, it's really easy to just get caught up in the day to day. But there are times where we have events and I'm in the gym and it just feels so surreal. Like when I look around and I see the amount of women and the way that the space or event affects them. And we are so much more, like I mentioned, than just a gym. We are a space, we're a
Yeah.
community, and we've hosted events that have literally nothing to do with fitness in our space. So for example, I can name a
Hmm.
few. As of recent, past November, we did an event that basically was in support of the fight to eliminate violence against women for
Hmm.
International Elimination of Violence Against Women's Day. And something like that is so important. So it's a sponsored event. We were able to provide journals for everyone who attended and other goodies. We have prizes that we gave away. And obviously it has nothing to do with fitness, but everything to do with women and community. And
Hmm.
even just an example, literally just a few months ago, our space turned into a place of worship whereby it's like we
Wow.
can, yeah, it was a really, really beautiful thing for the first time. And actually another event is coming up in May where, if anyone who was Christian was welcomed into the space. And it was so surreal because it happened in the evening time and we're literally in a gym, but it felt like we were in like a church and
A
we were
church.
all praising. Yeah, it was like we praised and we worshiped, and it was only women, and it was just such a beautiful thing. So there's moments like that where it really hits me, the way that the vision has grown and the
Hmm.
beautiful community that it has become.
That's amazing. I actually attended an event. I think was it in February? I think it was in February and it was run by Eva and we were breaking it down. We were doing all of the things, girl. I loved it. But at the end, there were a couple of therapists who spoke to us and, that was a really nice portion of the event as well, just getting both that kind of physical side and that mental side. And of course, there were little goodie bags that we had to go away with. So, yeah, it was really wonderful and I had such a great time there. There were so many different abilities and capabilities in the room and it still just felt
Yes.
so wonderful. It's a really wonderful space. So I
Yes.
want to ask you some questions about the business. So from personal trainer to business owner of one of Toronto's most loved women's gyms, what was the biggest mindset shift that you had to make stepping into that role of CEO?
I think so. I'm a control freak. I try to control every and all things around me. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe it does.
I
But
think it
I
does.
think just, yeah, I think one of the most important things that I had to shift and learn is that I cannot control everything. I could only do my best on a day-to-day basis. And I had to learn as a CEO and a business owner basically to welcome struggle and to be open to the fact
Yeah.
that every day is not going to be perfect, and approach it as welcome it almost, and like approach it as, okay, like what problem do I have to solve today? What resolution do I have to
Hmm.
bring to the table? being able to learn to pivot and adapt to situations is very important because, before that, prior to like owning a business, I was really much on my own. And again, like wanting
Hmm.
to control so many aspects of my life as a
Yeah.
business owner, like I had to learn very quickly, especially like I said with COVID. COVID was one of our biggest struggles that we encountered right in the beginning. So I had to learn very
Hmm.
quickly that, you know, things are never perfect. There's always going to be something that has to be fixed. Some days the heat isn't working. Some days the AC is broken. Some days there's a bird in the gym that I have to go like we've experienced it all. Like it has happened. I've been
It's
through
funny.
it. So honestly, so many things throughout the years, but it's definitely helped me grow as just an individual. And I think, obviously like we've made it this far, but the most important thing is like everything I've learned along the way.
I bet. I bet. And do you have any dreams in the coming years, say maybe the next 5 years for the club? I don't know whether you may have considered expansion or anything of that sort.
Absolutely. Definitely considering expansion. I feel like we've almost outgrown the space that we're currently in. My goal
Mm.
and vision is either multiple locations or perhaps a bigger location. And I do have dreams of one day franchising the business. Like that has always been on my agenda.
Mm.
And people have actually, from almost like after the first year we're in business, people have asked to be a franchise owner of Club Energy because they believe in the brand so
Hmm.
much because everything that we've built. So yeah, those are our future aspirations. Still working on it and also understanding it's a process. Like nothing happens overnight, like baby steps to get there. But yeah, those are just some things coming up in the near future, hopefully.
Wow, that's so cool. And what about your dreams just for you as the woman that you are? What's something that you're holding close right now, or maybe even something that scares you?
So aside from this, I feel like I'm with this whole bodybuilding competition, it's really channeling me into like a new version of myself.
Mm.
Again, requires so much discipline. So it's like a really so much of a mental battle. I'm kind of like it's almost like this journey of like uncovering like my own potential on a daily basis. And I love it. I'm so happy that I decided to do that, to do this competition. But aside from that, like for me, the next chapter is like I definitely want to get serious with a partner. I definitely want to start a family one day. Obviously, like continuing to be and grow into the best businesswoman and entrepreneur and leader that I can potentially be, and inspiring other women just to continue to believe in themselves. And just even outside of fitness, like I know obviously a lot of what I represent is fitness as a coach, but even as a
Hmm.
business owner, I feel like my message to women is to really believe in their own potential, their own capacity to do whatever it is in their heart that they can do.
Hmm. I love that. That's such a wonderful message. And you've spoken about how physical fitness has impacted your mental health, spiritual, and emotional well-being. Can you share or talk about how working out has helped you through a particularly challenging season?
Yes. So, one of the most challenging seasons of my life was experiencing my mom, who was diagnosed with unknown primary source cancer. She was
Mm.
extremely ill, and her condition was worsening on a day-to-day basis. At that time I was working in an office. I took a leave from work to make sure I was there for her and to take care of her. My
Hmm.
release was going to the gym. It was my therapy. It was my alone time,
Yeah.
and it still is to this day. It was the way like I just exerted all of my stress. And it obviously, like going to the gym, like you have these endorphins, once you're there, once you get your body moving. And
Hmm.
again, like bringing back this concept of control. I always felt like I had to control so many things in my life, but with my mom being sick and you know um her getting worse and worse on a day-to-day basis, that was something I could not control. So being able to go to
Hmm.
the gym and control my body, how I felt in my
Hmm.
skin, being able to move my body was such a blessing, and something I still never ever take for granted. I feel like that was
Yeah.
just really like my therapy at that time. It really, really got me through some of the hardest times in my life. And it's still something that I refer back to as a release. If I need, to feel good, like the gym and working out is always there. And I just want to mention too that that can look different. Like sometimes I want to weight lift. Sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
might feel like going for a 5 kilometer run. Sometimes I want to do yoga. Sometimes I want to do Pilates. Whatever it is, to
Mm-hmm.
just being able to like move my body and take care of myself in that way, it always reflects so well mentally.
And in your own words, how do we redefine wellness for women, especially Black and brown women, so that it's not just about the aesthetics, but also about alignment too mentally?
I think it's important because, especially as Black women, I feel like there's always this idea that, like, I don't know, whatever you do, it has to be like intense. You got to go hard. Like, you got to
Mm,
go hard, sis. But I feel like it doesn't
yeah,
necessarily have to be like that. Like, even when I think of like yoga and Pilates, like, I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger in the Black community. I think it is getting there. I think it's slowly getting there because
it's growing. Yeah.
it's growing. Like, there's so many different ways to taking care of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be always a super intense workout or lifting super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever that looks like for you, I think it's important to find something that you love and that you resonate with,
Yeah.
and that something that you can be consistent with, right? Because, like, working out or lifting weights might not be for everyone, but maybe you like to go on a walk, maybe you like to go on a hike, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever that is. I think it's important within our community to really redefine what wellness is in that aspect. It doesn't have to be a
Yeah.
one fits all kind of thing.
I agree with you. And I think you were speaking about social media earlier on. I think it can give this idea that there is a specific routine that we should all be following in order to reach our goals. And it's just like what you said, it's not a one size fits all approach to this. So I love that you're just
Yes.
letting the people know. What's one ritual outside of the gym that keeps you grounded and connected to yourself?
It's a really, really great question. Honestly, it used to be journaling. I say used to be journaling because within the past few weeks and months, I have not journaled. It is something I do want to get back to. I felt so good when I would wake up and journal first thing in the morning before going on my phone,
Hmm.
before, answering any messages or attending to anyone. And I would also say traveling, just getting out of
Yeah.
my regular, day to day life and routine. I used to travel so much prior to being a business owner, but obviously, being a business owner comes with a responsibility. I still try to travel here and there when I can, but being in
Hmm.
a new space, new city, just seeing a new scenery is just the way that it invigorates me and re-inspires me to just keep going hard. I would say those are the two major things. So, like, traveling, getting out of my regular space, and definitely making a routine of journaling in the morning and journaling in the evening.
Do you prefer city breaks or beach breaks?
Definitely beach breaks. I love the water. It's just I love
Same.
water, sunsets. Like, I feel like I'm a super simple girl. City is nice, but I just, for me, like, it's all about seeing the water and all of nature. Like, if I could just, go on a
Yes.
trip where I can just indulge in nature and animals, like just everything of creation, just the
Yes.
simple things, like putting my feet in the dirt and walking in the sand. Like, those are the things
Hmm.
that I love.
I love that. We are absolutely on the same page. As a Black woman in the fitness industry, what challenges have you faced that most people wouldn't even think of, and how did you push through?
I think some of the biggest challenges just having to have a to do with feeling like people don't believe that you can do it, or like
Mm,
they don't really see, your potential, or they don't believe in your capacity until they see that you actually do it, and then at that point they're like, whoa,
yeah.
like, they're surprised. I feel like as a Black woman too in this space, we don't have as much support, as maybe someone from another race may, and that even comes with government funding. It's been super hard to
Mm,
even get additional outside funding for the business. So I feel like, yeah, the support when it comes to that, and just like literally not being taken seriously. Like, it's a
mm,
challenge in this space, whether it's because I'm a woman or whether it's because of my race. Like, I just
hmm.
recall I used to once work at a gym in my past that was run by men, and I remember having the conversation with them that I was basically opening my own gym, and the way that they approached it was almost like, ha ha, like, good luck, like, that's not going to last, like, in their head. And there was like
Wow.
this concept, yeah, there was this concept whereby, because it was not only a women's only gym, but the team was women only, that there, it's not, again, it
Hmm.
would not be a solid team because the drama, the things that happen amongst women, the monthly
Mm-hmm.
cycles, like, everything that we
Mm-hmm.
go through, like it can be a very volatile space. And like we have had our differences. We've had, things that we've worked through, but the fact that we've lasted this long as a sisterhood, I think it just shows how resilient we are together and how passionate we all are about the same
Yeah.
vision.
Listen, when women come together, we can change the world at this point. You know what I mean? And I sincerely hope whoever you were speaking to, and I'm not a vengeful person, but I sincerely hope whoever you were speaking to at that gym has seen how the space has just blossomed and blown
Yeah.
up and continues to. Wow.
Oh, yes, they have. They
Um,
definitely have.
Good. What's something that people get wrong about the fitness industry or even about women who lift and lead? You kind of spoke to it a little bit there.
I think people think that even just women in the fitness industry have to, I don't know, all look a certain way, which is not necessarily true. You can have any
Mm,
type of body type as long as you're healthy. No one has to be super lean or super muscular or whatever that may be, especially in our space, even just reflected in our team. Everyone is different shapes and sizes. I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing to see because someone might relate more to a team member than they relate to me because
mm.
they, for example, we have a lot of women on our team who are moms. There's actually one woman on our team who is currently pregnant and she's literally still coaching
Aw.
classes. So it's like to see that is super, super beautiful. And I think there's also this notion that lifting heavy will make you look manly, which is never the case. I feel like that's always this ongoing stereotype that if you lift or if you are into weightlifting, you're going to be masculine. But I feel like weightlifting along with cardio and proper nutrition, you can actually attain a very nice curvy body if that's kind of like what you're looking for and not necessarily,
Hmm.
look too masculine. So I think, yeah, I think that's
Hmm.
one. I feel like right now, like with everything with how the world's going, like women are definitely leaning towards strength training more and they understand that it's not necessarily going to make them look manly. If anything, like it's going to enhance their curves.
I was definitely someone a few years ago who was like, no, I'm not going to do upper body. I don't want traps out here. It wasn't okay.
Yes.
Wild card question. If Club Energy had a theme song every time a woman walked through those gym doors, what would it be and why?
Okay, so honestly, there's a couple, but the one that comes to mind is literally the song called Energy by Beyonce. It's like Energy. Do you know the song? Do you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about? And I can't, I think it's not by, it's like a Beyonce song. It's like an Afro beats. Do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
Energy. And it's
I
just
do
like,
know
yeah,
which one you're
so
talking
that
about.
song.
Oh, I
For
love
sure.
it. Amazing. And for the woman listening who's struggling to feel like herself in her body, what would you say to her today? And what's the first step to getting her energy back?
I would say, first of all, be patient with yourself. Get comfortable with being on your own and by yourself and having those conversations within yourself in terms of what you see for your life. I feel like, it's so easy again to get caught up in the day to day chaos of life and everything that comes with it.
Hmm.
But like for me, like I definitely experienced that, but the more I was able to sit alone and reflect on what it is I truly want, the type of people I want in my circle, the type of future I see for myself, when you understand
Hmm.
those things, I feel like the vision becomes so much clearer. And once the vision is clearer, you have to do is just wake up in the morning and take the steps to achieve it day by day. So it's like you can literally come up with your plan once you know your vision. If you
Hmm.
don't have the vision, you are walking blindly every day.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we actually got through those questions super quickly. That's all. We've
Yes,
reached the
yes.
end. I will ask though, just before I go, where can we find you on the socials? And if you have a website, please share that as well.
Sure. So I'll mention my personal and the gym page. So my personal page is OT the OG. It's so funny. Whenever I say my name, I feel like it's so immature, but it's I'm never gonna change it because the reason why it's OT the OG, because I feel like I always have to explain it, is OT is my nickname. It's always been my nickname. My name is Ottillia, so my nickname's OT. And
Mhm.
OG are my initials because my name is Ottillia Giralico. So it's just a fun, I know it's a funny like play on words, but OT the OG is I'm on Instagram and
It
on TikTok,
works.
also on YouTube, and Club Energy also on Instagram and TikTok, and it's Enhergy. So the her is important. So we always got to stress that part. And we do have a
Mhm.
website. If you're interested in attending our gym, you can definitely book on our website, which is www.clubenhergy.ca.
Amazing. I'm definitely going to be rocking up to another class because I had such fun. So, thank you again for your time and best of luck with the competition.
Thank you. I can't wait. I can't wait to eat.
I bet. I bet. Take care. Bye.